of VidCon. The entrance is like half a mile that way, just to get into the building. No, this morning I went to a Q&A that was just Ingrid, which was really nice for Miss Glamorazzi, and it was really chill. There were not very many people there, which meant that at the end of the Q&A, they stopped a little bit early. We all got to meet her. So here's a picture of me and Ingrid, and she was adorable and super sweet. Right after that, I went to Charlie McDonald's Q&A, which actually turned into a panel with him and a bunch of his friends, and he screened his new movie, which was, of course, wonderful. I just wandered around the exhibitors hall for a bit, and now I am upstairs, and I am going to go to Louise Sprinkle of Glitter's Q&A, which is in the ballroom up here. So that's what's happening.
Thank you for coming. The reason I'm having this, hands up, have you seen my YouTube culture video? Yeah, some of you have. No, they don't. We've got loads of friends you've not seen. We're loads of friends. No other friends. Very popular. No other friends. Thanks, people.
I went to Louise's Q&A this morning, and it was probably my favorite part about VidCon so far. She was so sweet and nice, and she was really interactive with the audience, and she was just adorable, and I really liked that a lot. And then I went to Wheezy Waiter's panel, and China was there too, and I got to ask them a question. I asked China about going to school for ASL and stuff, and she answered that, which was neat. And then now Collin and I are waiting in line to get into the final main stage performances, and this is our last officially scheduled thing. The only other stuff tonight is The Fault in Our Stars and VidCon Prom, which we don't know if we're going to either of those or not.
One person on the third deck. Up two people. Yeah.
This is to end in fire, and we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night.
Nobody cares. That was nonsense. It was all nonsense, especially that second verse, and the fourth verse, and the third verse.
On the blogs, the blogs, the blogs. Roll the blogs, roll the blogs. It's weird to see myself on the street. The blogs, the blogs, the blogs.
Collin and I are getting really sad and sentimental because everything's being taken down in the expo hall, which means it's over, and we had a fantastic time, and it's just, it's making me so sad that people are leaving, and we're ready to go home because we're tired.
Oh, we're sad it's over.
But we're really sad because we had such a good time. It exceeded my expectations, and everything that was not so great the first couple of days they fixed, and it took them no time to do it, and I really appreciated that. And I wish I could come back every year. I can't really afford it, but I'm really pleased with this whole trip. I'm really happy with everyone that I got to meet, and I'll show you a picture of my signed poster because I got it all filled up. I just got to meet the girls from 11th, gorgeous. I'll put a picture right here, and we got to see the Holy Trinity at the main stage, which was cool, and that's it. Bye, VidCon. Question is, what was your favorite part about VidCon?
The whole weekend was really, really cool. I'm not sure if it was it definitely was different than I expected, but in a good way. I liked all the people milling about. I liked kind of going in the convention and just kind of seeing whoever you could see. But I think personally my favorite part was running into people at the meetups, just running into people at the convention or outside, and kind of having a little personal moment with people that you really follow and that you really enjoy their content, whether it be a musician or a pop culture news host, all that kind of stuff. That was definitely my favorite part.
Running into people that had their own signings and stuff, but we would see them not at their signing. So it was we got to meet them just because we were wandering around the conference, whereas other people waited in line for 4 hours to meet them. But we got to have a more little personal experience with them, which was cool.
Right, and some of them remembered my name or have seen my stuff online or want to see my stuff online. A couple of them got our contact information. That kind of stuff to me is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were talking about this earlier. One person that I would definitely want to meet but was not here, Flula. He's super
yeah,
cool.
he like
He's a great
canceled all of
musician.
his stuff.
He's really funny. He's hilarious. He just is this crazy person. And he was supposed to be here and like do some stuff, but I guess he had something come up. But
Yeah.
I
And
would
who-
like to have met him.
And who was the person that you were really excited about that you did get to meet? Like the one person.
Probably John Cozart. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, Paint.
Yeah.
His stuff is so like musically just like perfect, well thought out, creative, innovative. I just love it.
How long did he say his last one took to edit?
Like 100 hours, 98 hours or something.
We, complimented him on like the musicianship that went into it. He was like, I feel like people don't really pay attention to that, but he was like, I put a lot of time and effort into making it a good, musically good, and so that was cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be funny, and a lot of things on YouTube are funny, but kind of musically like crap, 1 or 2 chords on a guitar. But he records everything at such a high quality, both musically and like production wise. It's really, really cool. And so to meet him and kind of pick his brain for 2 minutes that we met him, it was still really cool.
Yeah. If I had to pick one thing that was like my favorite part of VidCon, like my favorite thing that I went to, it would be Louise's panel, her Q&A that she did, and Louise's Sprinkle of Glitter on YouTube. And it was in the ballroom, so there were like a ton of people, probably 1,000 people there. And she was up on the stage, but she made a really big deal. I don't know if you've seen her video about YouTube culture and how she doesn't like the screaming and stuff, and people were really chill and respectful of her, and she just got up and said she wanted it to be like a back and forth thing. And she had even printed off these little cards that said thank you for coming, but she only printed 100 of them because she thought that's how many people would be at her Q&A. And she made a big deal about like, please think about your questions, and please only ask questions that have not been asked already. Like, don't ask the typical like, why did you start YouTube, and like, how do you stay positive all the time? Like, people asked her really interesting questions, and it was a really good Q&A, and she's just such a nice and lovely person. And then my one person that I did get to meet that I was the most excited about was probably Mamrie, because she was one of the people that I didn't think I was going to get to meet, and then I did, kind of like by happenstance. I got into one of her like signing lines, and I did get to meet her. And if I'm able to get the picture, I'll put it up now, but the pictures weren't working earlier, which I'm really angry about. It was like the official VidCon picture. And then the person that I wish I could have met that I did not see while I was here was Colleen Ballinger, or Miranda Sings, either one. I didn't get to see them. She was only here for like a day and a half, and I just never ran into her. And yeah, I got to see Wheezy Waiter, who's probably like my favorite. If I could only watch one YouTuber for like the rest of time, I'd probably watch Wheezy Waiter and all the stuff that he's involved in. I got to see him multiple times, which was really cool. So yeah, that was my VidCon. I did want to show you my poster with all of the amazing signatures that I got and autographs. Some highlights. There's Craig from Wheezy Waiter and Sam. That's Emily from the Brain Scoop. Joanna Sotomura and Diane Hutton, I think is her last name. Karen Cavett. That is Rachel Ballinger. 11th Gorgeous. That's Upside Down Megan Rosette. There's Megan Tonjes. There is Ingrid Nelson. There is Mary-Kate Wiles, Charlie McDonnell, and John Cozart, Rob Scallon, Matt from Driftless Pony Club. That's Nick Jenkins. Where did Michael? Oh, there's Michael Aranda back up at the top. So it was a fantastic 3 days of VidCon. I had an absolute blast. There's me in the mirror. Hello. And I think that I'm just gonna go ahead and sign off for now. Thanks for watching these vlogs, and you're gonna see more of me coming up, so stay tuned. See you later.
And I will always love you.